Lean today has become a global movement. There's Lean, Six Sigma, and unfortunately what we see is a shadow of the Toyota way or the Toyota production system. For example, we can walk into a factory or an office or a hospital and see posters, charts, 5S. We can see Kanban systems for replenishment. And in cultural terms, those would all be artifacts. It would be like finding a vase from the first century, and then you're trying to interpret what this vase means. If we go down to try to understand the meaning behind these artifacts and behaviors, we get norms and values. And the norms and values often are translated into follow the rules, meet the targets, have experts who have black belts who lead lean projects. This represents what we would call a bureaucracy, a rigid bureaucracy, and in fact it's what Frederick Taylor was creating in his scientific management. In fact, he was very clear that the only thinkers should be the industrial engineers, and the workers should be doing what the management tells them to do, and the management should be telling them to follow the principles of the industrial engineers. So in that system, with people not thinking, there can be no adaptation unless the industrial engineers come up with the ideas. And they're spread very thin, often across multiple factories. The underlying assumption that leads to this misinterpretation of the Toyota production system is that the most important part of respect for people is respecting shareholders. They're the owners of the business, and they should expect quarterly returns, which means you have to drive stock prices, and you should justify any investment you make, including in people development, including in lean, through a clear ROI. If you don't get the ROI, you shouldn't do it, which means you're going to cherry pick and pick only those projects that have a clear direct cause and effect. I spend the money, I get results, I report them to the shareholders. This is very different from building up a strong capability and striving toward a vision of perfection. And now, what Toyota would say is that if you strive for perfection, if you're constantly improving your products and services, keeping your customers satisfied, then the profits will follow. I mean, it's on the one hand, satisfying customers, so you get revenue. On the other hand, you're using the same Kaizen methods to reduce cost, so you're reducing the cost side of the equation. And that will lead to profits. But if you jump ahead and just say, we will not do anything unless we make a profit, you'll never make the investments, you won't have satisfied customers, and eventually you'll run out of steam and the organization will go out of business. What are we really talking about by the Toyota production system? Now we think of TPS. We may immediately think of manufacturing and Kanban and tools and machines, but really that was never what TPS was about. In fact, one of the students of THNO said, we made a mistake. We should never have called it the Toyota production system. We should have called it the thinking production system, because the real point of everything is to make people think. Even a simple Kanban, we have a Kanban in every container, and if I see that there's a container without a Kanban, I have to think, why did a container move without a Kanban? If I have 10 bins of inventory, I take out one Kanban, and now I have 9 bins of inventory in circulation. Now my processes are going to shut down more quickly if I have a problem. Again, that forces people to think. So really the essence of TPS is, on the one hand, identify problems. On the other hand, identify and test solutions so you can learn and continuously improve.